Today we will learn about tally marks. Appu has a lot of sheep, goats and cows. He is counting them. He first started counting his sheep. While Appu was counting his sheep, Bunny came there. Appu had called him to take his sheep to graze. Bunny asked Appu,
Appu, what are you doing? I am counting my sheep. As soon as I count a sheep, I draw such a line. But Bunny, it is taking me a long time to do that.
Appu told Bunny. Seeing Appu counting his sheep like this, Bunny said to him,
Appu, why don't you use tally marks to count your sheep?
Appu did not understand anything. He asked Bunny,
What are tally marks? And how can I use them to count my sheep? It is very easy. First, you make a table like this and write the names of all the things you have to count in it. Now, suppose you want to count your sheep first. Then, you first draw 4 lines like this for 4 sheep. And then, for the 5th sheep, make a slant line like this on these 4 lines. We call these groups of 5 lines as tally marks. You can easily count your sheep by using tally marks.
Appu started counting his sheep once again according to what Bunny had said. He counted 5 sheep and drew tally marks in this way. Then, for the next 5 sheep, he once again drew the tally marks. In this way, Appu finished counting all his sheep.
Bunny, I finished counting all my sheep very quickly. But now I see only groups of 5 tally marks. How will I know what the total number of sheep is?
Appu asked Bunny. Bunny laughed.
You just count these groups of 5.
Appu got very excited. He immediately began counting those groups of 5.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55 and 60. There are a total of 60 sheep.
Now Appu started counting his goats. Appu drew tally marks for the goats in his table. Can you tell how many goats does Appu have in total? If you want, you can stop the video and find the answer. That's right! Appu has 40 goats. Appu now finally counted his cows using tally marks. Appu has drawn tally marks in this way to count his cows. Children, do you know another method of counting these tally marks quickly? We can also count them very quickly by using the table of 5. Let's see how many cows Appu has. How many tally marks groups are there here? Here there are 6 groups of tally marks. Now, to find the total number of cows, we only have to multiply the total number of groups by 5. 6 times 5 is 30. Appu has a total of 30 cows. Appu too found out the total number of cows. He thanked Bunny for telling him about tally marks and gave him his sheep to graze. Children, in this lesson we learned about tally marks. In the next video, we will learn more about it through some interesting examples. In this video, we learned about tally marks. In this video, we will learn more about it through some interesting examples. Appu is very excited to have learnt about tally marks from Bunny. He thought, why doesn't he use tally marks to know more about the sale of sweets in his shop? He immediately put the names of all the sweets sold in his shop in such a table. As his sweets were sold, he continued to make tally marks in front of those sweets. At the end of the day, Appu's table was filled like this. Children, can you find out the number of gulab jamuns written in Appu's table? If you want, you can stop the video and find the answer. Well done, children! Your answer is absolutely correct. There are 7 groups of 5 tally marks. In this way, the total number of gulab jamuns will be 7 times 5, 35. Appu also found out the number of gulab jamuns and then wrote them in the table in this way. Now, Appu wanted to find the number of rasgullas.
Here some tally marks are not in group of 5. Then how do I find the total number?
Children, can you help Appu? Come, let us first count the groups of 5 tally marks. How many groups of 5 tally marks are there? Exactly 3. How many rasgullas does that mean it is equal to? Yes, 3 times 5, 15. Now, we will count the remaining tally marks. How many tally marks are left here? 3. Now, in the end, if we add these 3 remaining tally marks to 15 tally marks, then what is the total? 18. Appu sold a total of 18 rasgullas. Appu found the total number of the remaining sweets and completed the table. Children, can you tell which sweet has been sold the least? That's correct. Rasmalai has been sold the least. And can you tell which sweets sold more than Malai sandwich? Yes, Rasgulla and Gulab Jamun were sold more than Malai sandwich. Appu was very happy to get this information using tally marks. And because Gulab Jamun were sold the most, he decided to make more of them the next day. Children, in this video we learned more about tally marks through some interesting examples. In the next video, we will see the common mistakes related to it. More about tally marks through some interesting examples. In this video, we will see some common mistakes related to this. Mrs. Khan checked the math exam paper taken in class today. She wrote the marks of all the children on one paper. The marks obtained by the children are between 1 and 5 marks. Mrs. Khan is now thinking, how many children have got the highest marks? Then she thought, why not use tally marks to find that out? She created such a table using tally marks. But when she looked at the total number of children in the table, she found that the marks of 36 children are recorded in the table. Mrs. Sher Khan started wondering, because the total number of children is 35, and according to tally marks, marks of 36 children are recorded. Then she thought of a solution to this problem. She thought, why not check the tally marks of each score once again? Children, can you find out how many tally marks should be there for 1 mark? That's correct. 1 group of tally marks. And for 2 marks, 1 group of tally marks and 4 lines. And how many tally marks should there be for 3 marks? Yes, 1 group of tally marks and 1 line. But what's this? Mrs. Khan has made 1 group of tally marks and 2 lines for 3 marks. Actually, when Mrs. Khan was making tally marks for 3 marks, she made only 3 vertical lines and 1 slanted line in the group of tally marks, due to which there are only 4 lines in that group of tally marks. While on the other hand, while counting, she counted this as a group of tally marks of 5 lines. Remember children, while using tally marks, always draw 5 lines in a group. Otherwise, you too, like Mrs. Khan, can make this mistake. Mrs. Khan too realized this mistake and immediately drew 1 group of tally marks and 1 line for 1 marks. When Mrs. Khan's table was completed, Sher Khan came there. Mrs. Khan showed him the table and asked,
Sher Khan, can you see this table and tell me how many children got less than 3 marks?
Sher Khan added the number of these tally marks and quickly replied,
20 children got less than 3 marks.
Children, is Sher Khan's answer correct? If you want, you can stop the video and find the answer. That's correct. Sher Khan's answer is wrong. Actually, while adding the number of children getting less than 3 marks, Sher Khan has also included the tally marks of those children who got exactly 3 marks. Mrs. Sher Khan said to Sher Khan,
Look, son, 7 children in your class got 5 out of 5 marks.
Upon hearing this, Sher Khan promised Mrs. Khan that next time he too will study more diligently and get the highest marks in the class. Mrs. Sher Khan became very happy and hugged Sher Khan. Children, in this video we saw common mistakes related to tally marks. Children, today we will learn about the use of data table. Today is Badbole uncle's birthday. All friends are going to come to the birthday party. Uncle has bought a lot of fruits for the party. Apples, mangoes, bananas, oranges, guava, chiku. So many fruits. But what is this? Uncle looks upset. Chanda has come to Uncle's house to help him. Seeing Uncle upset, Chanda asked him,
Uncle, why are you so upset?
Uncle told Chanda,
I have to make delicious barfi for the guests. But there are so many fruits here that I cannot understand which fruit has the maximum quantity among all of these.
Chanda told Uncle,
I will help you. You count the apples and I will count the guavas.
Chanda and Uncle started counting fruits together. Uncle counted the apples. The total number of apples is 28. Chanda counted the guavas. The total number of guavas is 35. Now Chanda asked Uncle to count the mangoes, and she herself started counting chikkus. Once again, both of them started counting the fruits. Upon completion, it is found that Uncle has 32 mangoes and Chanda has 13 chikkus. In the end, Uncle quickly counted the oranges. Uncle has 47 oranges. After counting all the fruits, Chanda asked Uncle, how many apples did he say there were? Uncle tried very hard to remember, but he could not remember the number of apples. Uncle was sad that both of their efforts were completely wasted. Chanda told Uncle,
Don't be sad, Uncle. I have another solution for this too.
Chanda quickly made a table like this on a paper.
Uncle, we can use this table to write down the number of fruits so that we don't forget them when we finish counting them. Here I have written the names of all the fruits. As we finish counting the fruits, we will write the total number in front of the name of that fruit in this table. In this way, when we finish counting all the fruits, then the numbers of all those fruits would have also been recorded, and we can very easily find which fruit is largest in number. Uncle,
Do you remember the number of oranges?
Chanda asked Uncle. Uncle immediately said,
47.
Chanda wrote this number in front of the orange in the table like this. Uncle and Chanda once again counted all the fruits and wrote their numbers in the table. The table is finally complete. Children, have you seen such a data table? Like Uncle, if we want to find the numbers of many objects and draw some kind of conclusion from it, then we can use the data table. Chanda asked Uncle,
Uncle, can you now tell which fruit is largest in number?
Children, by looking at this table, can you tell which fruit is the largest in number? Well done! Your answer is absolutely correct. The total number of oranges, 47, is the largest. Now, can you tell which fruit is the smallest in number? Correct! Number of chikkus, 13, is the smallest number. Children, in this way, you can get various kinds of information by using the data table. Uncle too, with the help of Chanda's table, found that the number of oranges was the largest. Chanda and Uncle together started preparing to make orange barfi. Children, in this lesson, we learned about the use of data table. In the next video, we will learn more about it by some interesting examples. In the previous video, we learned about the use of data table. In this video, we will learn more about it through some interesting examples. Chanda is returning home after helping Uncle with his party preparations. She met Golu on the way. Golu asked Chanda,
Chanda, what will you gift Uncle for his birthday?
Chanda remembered that she had many colorful beads. She told Golu,
Why don't we both make a necklace of beautiful beads for Uncle?
Golu quickly agreed and both came to Chanda's house. Chanda had a box filled with many different colored beads. Golu got very excited on seeing red, green, blue, yellow, and white beads. He made a drawing of blue and yellow beads on a paper like this and said to Chanda,
Chanda, let's make a necklace of this design.
Children, how many yellow and blue beads do you see in Golu's design? Yes, Golu's design consists of 12 yellow and 6 blue beads. But all the beads are scattered. Chanda and Golu are not able to understand whether they have enough blue and yellow beads to make the necklace according to Golu's design or not. Chanda immediately remembered that she could also find a solution to this problem by making a data table. She and Golu together counted the number of beads and wrote them in a data table like this. Children, can you see this table and tell if Chanda and Golu have enough beads to make their necklace? If you want, you can stop the video and find the answer. Yes! Chanda has 10 blue beads, and to make the necklace according to Golu's design, she only needs 6 blue beads. Therefore, Chanda has enough blue beads to make the necklace. In the same way, how many yellow beads does Chanda have? 25. And how many yellow beads does she need? 12. In this way, Chanda also has enough yellow beads for making the necklace. Golu looked at the table and said,
Chanda, we can use one of the other color beads too, instead of the yellow beads.
Which color beads can Chanda use instead of yellow colored beads? That's correct. According to the design made by Golu, Chanda needs 12 yellow beads. We can see in the table that only 34 is more than 12, which is the number of white colored beads. Therefore, to make the necklace, Chanda can also use white colored beads instead of yellow colored beads. Chanda liked Golu's suggestion very much. Now, Chanda and Golu together made a necklace of white and blue beads for Uncle. Children, in this video we learnt more about the use of a data table through some interesting examples. In this video, we will learn about what is a pictograph and why and how do we use pictograph. Like every year, the school also has an annual festival this year. All the children have participated in various programs. Babban, the main organizer of the program, has a data table which has the names of children and which programs they have participated in. This entire information is recorded here. Babban has to arrange chairs according to the number of children participating in each program. Every child has participated in many programs according to this table. Now I cannot understand how many children have participated in which program. Appu was passing by there. Seeing Babban upset, Appu asked him,
What happened, Babban? Why are you so upset?
Babban said, I have to get chairs according to how many children have participated in each program. But I am not able to find it by looking at this table. There are only a few hours left to start the program. Appu said,
Don't worry, Babban. I will tell you a simple way to do this.
Appu saw Babban's table and drew 2 lines like this on a paper. He first wrote down the names of all the programs near the lower line. Now, Appu once again looked at Babban's table and made some symbols of faces on top of the names of each program and told Babban,
Look, Babban, you can find out how many children have participated in each program with the help of this pictograph.
Babban could not understand anything. What is a pictograph, Appu? And how can I use it? Appu laughed. He told Babban,
This is also a way to show information, Babban. Just like we enter information by writing numbers in the table, we can also show information by using pictographs. And it is very easy to create this.
But Appu, why did you make this pictograph when we have the table?
Look, Babban, sometimes it can take us a long time to understand the numbers written in the table and draw some kind of conclusion from it, just like you were feeling now. Then we can use the pictograph to get information quickly. And you know, the pictograph looks very beautiful too. Come, first let me teach you how to make this. See, I have written the names of the programs on a horizontal line. Then I counted the symbols made under the singing program in your table and drew equal number of faces on top of the singing program in my pictograph.
But what are these faces, Appu?
I have used the symbol of a face here to show every child participating in the program. You can use any symbol. Now, see in your table and tell me how many faces should I make about the dance program?
Babban looked at his table and immediately said, 3 faces.
Well done, Babban. You understood. Now, take this pictograph and tell me, which program has the most children participating in it?
Children, can you see this pictograph and tell which program has the maximum number of children participating in it? If you want, you can stop the video and find the answer. The tallest line here is of 7 faces, which are placed on top of the play program. This means that maximum number of children have participated in the play. Babban got very excited. He said to Appu, Wow, Appu, this is so interesting. Just by seeing the height of these lines made by the faces, I can immediately find out which program has the maximum number of children and which program has the least number of children. Appu laughed and said,
Come, let's quickly make the preparations. There is only a little time left for the program to start.
Babban thanked Appu and started his work. In this video, we learned about what is a pictograph and why and how do we use a pictograph. In the next video, we will learn more about the pictograph. In the previous video, we learnt about what is a pictograph and why and how do you use pictographs. In this video, we will see some interesting examples related to the pictograph. Babban is now very happy to have learnt about the pictograph. He wants to sell new ice creams in his ice cream stall. But he is unable to decide which new ice cream will sell more. Then he thought, why not ask his customers to find out which ice cream they would like more. The next day, Babban made a pictograph in this way. On the lower line, he wrote the names of different types of ice creams. Then, he asked every customer visiting his stall the name of the ice cream they liked. He showed the choices of each customer by making a symbol of an ice cream cone. For example, Pinky loves pista ice cream the most. So, Babban drew such an ice cream cone above Pinky's favorite pista ice cream's name. The day was over and Babban's pictograph was also complete. Babban is trying to find out which ice cream people like the most by looking at his pictograph. Children, can you see the pictograph made by Babban and tell which ice cream people like the most? If you want, you can stop the video and find the answer. Yes, the grape ice cream line is the tallest. So, we can easily find out that grape ice cream is liked by most people. Now, Babban looked at the pictograph once again and thought, these two ice creams have been liked by exactly the same number of people. Children, can you see the pictograph and find out which two ice creams is Babban thinking about? Well done, children. Your answer is absolutely correct. Cashew and butterscotch ice cream lines are of the same height. Therefore, the number of people who like cashew and butterscotch ice cream is the same. Children, can you tell us the difference between the number of which of the two ice creams liked by people is 2? If you want, you can stop the video and find the answer. That's correct! The guava line has 2 ice cream symbols more than the pineapple line. And pineapple's line has 2 ice cream symbols more than pista ice cream's line. So, the difference between the number of people who like guava and pineapple and pista ice cream is 2. Now, finally, Babban thought by looking at the pictograph, the number of people who like this ice cream is the least. Children, can you tell which ice cream is liked by the least number of people? The line of pista ice cream is the smallest in height. Therefore, the number of people who like pista ice cream is the least. Children, if Babban would have recorded these numbers in such a table, can you make a pictograph showing the information? You can make this together with your friends. Well done, children. You have created this pictograph perfectly. Babban has decided, with the help of pictograph, that he will also start selling grape ice cream from the next day. Babban sold grape ice creams at his stall the next day, and everyone liked it very much. In this video, we saw some interesting examples related to the pictograph.